What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, the Pull Up Edition. Today, we have a recording artist and a producer. We have in the building today, we have Blu Lyon in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
Bless up, brother. Nothing but more work and more work to lead to success. That's all that's going on.
Good one. Very, very good one. You know what I mean? Because in this business, you just got to work hard. Even when you get to the top, that's when you got to put in even more work, you understand?
Very true. Very true.
Definitely. So, Blu Lyon, definitely looking forward to this conversation to get to know you a bit more and stuff like that. So, give us a quick synopsis of what it was like growing up and stuff like that.
Growing up was just a mixture of things, but was being alone a lot. Kind of an only child between the mother and father. I had my cousin at times, but he lived somewhere else. Um, Growing up in Trinidad was nice. Grew up in partially in Brooklyn and partially in Trinidad. But more in Trinidad. It was nice. It was a shock going down to Trinidad after being in Brooklyn. But it was cool, and it definitely had its struggles.
So, even
Yeah, it was-
growing up, but were you into music at that time, or what were you into at that time while growing up?
yes, I was into music. However, the levels it had the intensity increased as as we got older. So it was just as a lover of music. I remember I had one little stereo by the bed, especially being an only child. While in Trinidad, I grew up with grandmother, and it was just Blue Lion and grandmother in the house. And back then, Trinidad only had three stations on TV, and none of them were dedicated for kids. So it was just this stereo, this with two tape decks in it, and you can record. I can be showing age here. You can record an overdub tape and them type of sitting down on it. So it was right by the bed, and it was just being a lover of music, and the love of music just intensified to we saying, so we really want to actually kind of formulate these words and do it like how we're listening on the radio right now. Yeah.
And what part of Trinidad did you grow up in?
Marabella, San Fernando, that's the south of Trinidad.
hmm And I know you come from a musical family, which is your father's Super Blue and your sisters are Fay-Ann and Terri Lyons, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, that is a thing that's most is how we should say it's misconstrued. The question we get a lot is how was it growing up with them? We never grew up together,
hmm
and some people may say Blue Line is hurt and all these things. However, Blue Line will refer to him more as like a sperm donor. Wasn't really there much, not for any of us really. There's no disrespect
hmm
in it at all, but it's just kind of what it was. You know what I mean? And didn't even know I had siblings until probably like 14 or something like that.
Okay.
You never knew of them before, yeah.
hmm Got you. So then that's a musical family. So then that right there, it's even if you didn't really know your family like that, this is something that was in your DNA and you would discover this later as you go along in life. The love of music's inside of you from then.
Yeah, it definitely seems so because even though we didn't have much connection with each other,
Mhm.
it we all ended up well, not all of us because there's more siblings, but at least these three, Fay-Ann, Terri, and Blue, want to do music and are actually talented in doing music. You know what I mean? So it definitely after saying DNA, if he gave one thing, he gave that musical gene.
Mhm.
Definitely.
The DNA there. So all right, you're in Trinidad, you grew up in Trinidad. So then now, what was it like coming to Brooklyn now?
No, it was honestly it was this is the first time I'm saying it, but I was born in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I went to Trinidad to live after we got into some trouble.
Mhm.
Being a young boy in Brooklyn. Believe at the time playing with fireworks in the house, that was the issue. And moms come from work and see this hole burnt into the carpet and get scared and they say, yo, you could have burned on the apartment. You know, so after we get a beating, after you get that beating, say, yo, grandmother was always asking for Blu Lyon to come down because she just took an extra like out of all of the grandchildren. There was an extra, there was some nepotism towards Blue to me. And yeah, always asking till that happened, then mom just gave in and just said, all right, let's go ahead. Because she don't want it to happen while she was at work and I was in the house alone.
Okay, so you're born in Brooklyn, went to Trinidad. When did you get back to Brooklyn? How old were you?
No, about 15, something like that. Yeah, about 15. Just in time to go to high school, and was kind of ahead when we came to New York. We didn't go back to Brooklyn. We came back to Queens. From Brooklyn, and we go to Trinidad, and we come to Queens. Moms had moved, and I was probably about 15. Went into 9th grade.
So then when did music actually start to enter your life? Now, was this when you got back to the States?
It was like a year before, because we had I remember the earliest time of doing music. We had this competition in school for performing and everything. I went up and performed some type of dancehall, soca-ish type of song and got booed off the stage. Horribly.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad. It started off very optimistic in the start because people was like, oh yeah, and then it quickly just turned to horror.
Yeah.
I mean, just run off stage, and that was it. However, that it was just you like how that trying to put the words together, being on the stage, something about it just kept you going. You didn't get shame out of it.
There was no thing there because I know you're a recording artist, so then that was your first venture, was actually trying to do music on stage, get booed off in a competition, stuff like that. So when did you start to get into production?
You get into production because being back in America, there was had no friends really. And traveling every now and then, summer before permanently moving back, traveling every now and then. We had one friend on the block we used to ride bike with and all that type of stuff. He moved. So coming back permanent now, there was nobody and still wanted to do music. So we just get into production by just having nobody to make beats for it. So I had a little bought a little karaoke machine, had a little piano. Somebody bought, probably mom's or a godfather or something. So I bought a little karaoke machine and just started playing and overdubbing stuff because we used to take piano lessons as a kid. Very young, we used to take piano lessons. So some of it kind of stayed. And we just play whatever I needed to play, record it, overdub it. And that's how we just started doing it till computer technology brought us Fruity Loops, which it seems a lot of musicians now or producers now started off with Fruity Loops. So Blu Lyon definitely started off with Fruity Loops and advanced from there.
And what type of music were you producing back then?
It was hip hop. It was definitely rapping, and always wanted to merge dancehall and hip hop together, but it was really rapping, sprinkling dancehall in it.
So why not soca, since that's where you grew up and that you knew what was going on at that time there?
Soca was, and in many ways still is, a happy, feel-good music. It's not, there's only so many emotions and so many topics you can discuss doing soca music. It has evolved over the years, but there's no, for instance, there's no gunman soca song really. There's no depressing soca song, really introspective. You know what I mean? It's the beat alone. You have no choice but to, you know what I mean? So it has, like I said, it has evolved and it's gotten certain places where people didn't think it would reach, but still, it still has, in Blu Lyon's eyes, certain limitations. So dancehall was a better option, and hip hop, from rapping, hip hop will pigeonhole you if you're not careful. And they start off doing gangster music. They want to hear gangster music over me, especially if you do it real good. You know what I mean? You start off doing backpacker music. They want to hear you doing backpacker music. Don't you ever dare talk about busting a gun or something. That's what they want from you. Dancehall is the one genre where it's a free for all. You can do whatever you want. Look, Pan Kartel, him talk about thank you, Jah, for wake up this morning, and him talk about freaky girl. Then him talk about send for me army. Like, nobody cares. The song bad. Yeah.
It's bad. It gives you more freedom of expression to really do what you need to do in that type of genre there. All right.
Exactly. I know the cool factor too. The cool factor dancehall is very high.
Yeah. At that 100%. So then, even doing some research, I came across some music and some stuff from about 10 years ago with you and Dexta Daps and some more people. Tell me about that, because that shocked me when I seen that.
Yeah, well, while doing music up here, we went to a lot of characters, meeting people, trying to get connects and all this type of stuff. We had some label situations we almost got into and everything, and just constantly meeting producers, artists, or whatever. So one day, a friend of mine we used to go to school with, college, we met up and we started doing music, and he knew someone who had a cousin in Mount Vernon, and they was talking, and I said, well, my cousins do music and where. So he took us up to go meet them, and one of those people was Dexta Daps. There was also some other talented artists who still doing music now, like Lady Ali, still doing music. But there was a bunch of artists. You know what I mean? It was like 15 artists, and probably like 2 producers, and Blu Lyon would probably be the third. It was like 3 producers, but the other one was halfway in, halfway out. And Blu Lyon came in and ended up being the 4th. That was Beat Me in a production. And Dexta had recorded his first song probably like a week before we met him. Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? Because I think the song, there was 2 of them that I'd seen. It was, one of them was like a medley video, and the next one was one I think called Art of War.
Yeah, Art of War was that was not too long before him actually bust. Art of War was in the studio, just messing with stuff, and he got that done. And a bunch of freestyle. There probably some bunch of freestyles down in that studio too. Basement Beat Me in the studios with Dexta too, and a couple other artists. There's couple of things floating around. If people really look, they would find a couple of things. But yeah, we used to run around New York with Dexta a lot and do shows and sleep in the studio to finish music for him, all that type of stuff. The CD that actually got into the hands of Daseka to say, yo, this guy, we want to work with this guy, was a CD that Kev Watts, one of the main producers in Beatmania, recorded. And Blu Lyon was there, Banjo, may he rest in peace, was there. We all contributed to somehow, some way to that. Kev Watts mostly recording and mixing that CD, and that's what Dexta went down with and started giving it out throughout Seaview and wherever else in Jamaica, and that's what got him recognized.
Because a lot of people won't realize that he was in the States first, and then he went back to Jamaica. You understand?
Yeah, that's what this thing that we never knew when we were younger, this thing called marketing and branding. You have to make sure your market and brand good. It's not just about music. So he was smart enough to know that he couldn't being a new unknown artist and competition is there, you know, and the minds of his countrymen, he know that you can't go down there and say, yo, you're from foreign and you did go school Mount Vernon and it's nothing like that. It'll be a harder time for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know you have to, you know, he's really from Seaview anyway. It's not like he didn't grow up there for a good portion of his life or go school or something like that. So it was more of a bend in the truth more than a lie.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Got you. I even know you with some situations you nearly got into, and I want to hear this story from you. With one of them was with Sony, and the next one was with Murder Inc. What had happened there?
Sure. Yeah, this was before Dexta. We was just learning how to record, but we were doing like lucky in the house, just doing beats every day, still rapping, and big up Rico Taylor. He's the bridge and from to this day he's still on the team. We doing music, and we had another brother who had sponsored a lot of the music equipment that was by his sister in Southside Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a nephew, and the nephew was in the streets, and somebody he knew somebody from Murda Inc. This dude's name was D.O. Cannon. So people don't think say we are live. Maybe they can find the connection and link it up.
Mm-hmm.
But D.O. Cannon was part of Murda Inc. And I think he was some type of A&R or probably a street dude too, but you know, labels and music work back in them days. And he had heard some of the beats because my boys, his nephew, that was walking around with the beats because he was a rapper too, trying to get on just like me. And I would always give them CDs at the beats I made. And he would walk around and you know, he's on the block with them. And so brother hear it and him like it and he want to hear what we have and probably have a meeting and everything. Because he really did want a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they set up a meeting, and the day before the meeting, this is the height of the G Unit and Murda Inc. beef. Day before the meeting, he got shot and killed. And he got shot and killed right, like the house we used to work in was one block, and then a park was the next block, and then houses started again. He got killed right in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the park or right next to the park, but it wasn't far from the actual house where we had all the time making music anyway.
Mm.
So that was something. That was something. So that was a Murda Inc. situation.
Mm.
Then the Sony situation, somebody come from A&R. I don't remember how I got in contact with this A&R dude, but he came. We still in school at this time. The man come in the house and everything. I can't remember how he hear the music.
Mm-hmm.
And him come inside everything, him come in a bedroom and just sit down and see me look at set up everything. And looking back at it now, that they make me realize here the brother was really serious to come at this look. I don't know how old he was at that time, 17, 18 probably.
Mm-hmm.
And him listen music and everything, and he said, yo, burn that and give him everything, and he left. And whatever couple of days or weeks afterwards, come home from school. In college now, come home from school, and grandmother says, see somebody call you. Somebody call her, I wrote down the thing and looking, and just see a number, and I said, well, who is this? And she said, some Sony Records or something call you, somebody named Keith. And I said, what? And she's like, yeah, I think his name was David, or maybe it was John, and the name just keep changing. And I said, Grandma, you have to remember this, like this is, what? I said, I don't know. She says it's important. I was like, how you mean if this is important? Some calling number. And it really was Sony Records. But I have no extension. And I have no real name. I call every name Grandma give me. And they said they don't know who that is. They don't have no record of the name. And they can't even, they could only look up so far. And especially without an extension, they don't know who they get. And it was just, what am I going to yell at Grandma? But woo, didn't like Grandma for a good while. Grandma my aunt, but she's yo, that one there, that one hurt.
Grandma, you had one job Just take
One
the
job.
number and give me the name. That's all I need. One job.
Yeah, man, that was rough. That was
No,
real rough.
no,
And then over
that's
the years, we
crazy.
had other things linking up when we did reach with Beatmania and Dexta. Dexta had a lot of interest. He had some interest from some people with Rough Riders. And we also with some of our music too. But something went wrong with the meeting. Can't remember exactly, but something went wrong with the meeting. The link that we went through. And some other labels, he had a lot of interest. And we had a lot of interest for production.
Mhm.
Since at the time he was the one who was pushing me. And yeah, till he just say, "Oh, you're gonna go down Jamaica and do it," because this. I remember the conversation was there's less competition down at Jamaica. You see it for him down there. And I was like, well, let's do it. And he said, well, whoever boss, you don't know it. All our we boss, and is what it is now.
Crazy. Because even talking about production, I know you did some production work with like Vybz Kartel, Cobra, Mr. Easy, and stuff. How did that even come around?
Yeah, big up JJ Whistle. And most recently we have the most recently we just get Pepsi Jamaica placement with Lali. So if you ever see Lali
Mhm.
on the TV with a Pepsi commercial, they're saying we got that flavor, Jamaican flavor. Blu Lyon did that one. Big up JJ Whistle. He's responsible for a lot of them placements. And Rico Taylor also. Yard Style Entertainment from Portmore. So that's how a lot of those placements happen. We used to go to a studio in Brixton with Mad Cobra and next brother named Rattigan, and Rico and JJ used to take me around when I went to Jamaica. And JJ mixes for a lot of people. He mixes for Acting, he mixes for Egyptian, he mixes for Lali, you name it, he probably did it. He mixed we call it Buster Cylinder for Massacre. He mixed a lot of things.
Mhm.
And since he's a producer also, but he's not as involved in the the actual making of the beat as much
Mhm.
as Blu Lyon is. Yeah. I mean, he does a lot of mixing, so you don't really have that much time to make beats. Yeah. So as we being a part of the team and we all get together and out of that 15 artists, and there was even more people, like I was telling you before. There was even more people. So it was probably like 25 of us. Out of all of that, it just dwindled down to Blu Lyon, Kev Watts, Rico Taylor, and that's it. JJ Whistle. Out of all of those people, you know what I mean? As we said before, big up Lady Ali, she's still doing music. And yeah, JJ just, I need a beat for this, need a rhythm for this. Yo, Blue, knock a rhythm for this. He would have vocals. The last song we produced was a song for Egyptian called Sexy. He had the Egyptian vocals. They recorded it in Costa Rica on a different beat. And he said, Blue, we need a beat for this. And we went and knocked some things. And he said, like that, I go forward till we finish it. And then forward and finish it together. And so JJ Whistle is really, like, he's one of the, dancehall need a kind of structure. I know I'm kind of going off on a little tangent, but
Don't worry.
dancehall need a kind of structure. Whereas in for hip hop, you have a Steve Stout, you have a L.A. Reid, you have consultations and people who've done things and can guide you a certain type of way, or people who are just what they call the plug.
Mhm.
JJ Whistle is kind of one of that, or artist and repertoire. He's kind of one of that. You know what I mean? And the dancehall definitely needs those type of people like him. And honestly, they need to pay those type of people. You see? They need to pay the type of people because the information, the experience, the way the brain works, it's needed for plenty of artists to succeed. You know what I mean? So again, big up to JJ Whistle. It's a big help.
Mhm. JJ Whistle, he was instrumental in all those productions with Cobra, Vybz Kartel, Maestro Don, and all of the people that you're working with at that time there. He was really the driving force to get all
Yeah,
of
him and Rico Taylor, Yard
Mhm.
Style Entertainment.
Yeah. the trick with it is even talking about this leads right into your one of your new songs that you're promoting right now with visuals too, called Bus Fare. All right. So it's not like BUS fare, like, okay, this is how much it is to go on the bus. This is bus fare, as in how much do you have to pay to bus in this business type of thing. You understand? How did you even come up with a concept like that for a song?
Just the experiences of going through dancehall,
Mhm,
well, just music, because as I said, it wasn't only dancehall in the beginning, but just going through trying to make it and slipping and falling and getting up and falling and getting up and realizing you pay for this and it's not what you thought it was, and you pay for this, and you know what I mean, or you bring music here and you're thinking music being talented is enough, and it's not. But every time you hear somebody talk about it, yeah, you gotta have good music, and then you hearing people constantly. They're not as good as you, but they're making it. You know what I mean? People who just who just around getting chances, and you realizing that there's much more components to this.
mhm,
And then when the Busphere is basically paying your dues, right? But that's just the regular BUSF. That's paying your dues. That's just the new way Blu Lyon found to say paying your dues. However, when you looking to do something with your song now, and you're looking for promotion, you're looking for marketing, you're looking for PR, publications to pick up your song,
mhm.
and you call it the professional, and you're saying, I have this song, I want to promote it and everything. And I'm going to say, yeah, $1,500 dog. Just me have DJ this, DJ that, and DJ so ever. Send the money and we can start. And you never even ask to listen to the song. You don't know if these DJs will be the best fit for the song. You don't know if you should go radio for it. You have no plan to say, okay, we can start. My budget is this, and what we normally do is, I hear the song, send the money, we are sending it out to the DJs. That just means, all right, the money outweigh everything else. So that's why Blu Lyon spell it with the BU dollar sign.
Mhm.
Because we have no problem spending for things, right? Because BuzzFeed is supposed to be your time, energy, and your money in whatever arena you want to go in. Being a doctor, engineer, fighter, whatever. You have to spend your time, energy, and you have to spend your money. The imbalance now is what Blu Lyon talking about, where the money is more important. And it's just crazy in dancehall. It's the same thing in hip hop.
Mhm.
But in dancehall, it seems a bit more crazier as far as Blu Lyon is concerned. It seems a bit crazier. In hip hop, the entry price is higher. However, most times you get what you pay for, right? Or you get some type of business acumen from the people then.
Mhm.
Even if you don't get what you pay for, there's some type of level of business understanding. And dancehall is just hustling. And it's the wild, wild west. You see me?
Yeah.
And it again, that's why Blu Line had to just be transparent and say, yo, are we open for Ryan Leslie? We paid to do that. It wasn't on the merits of we were so bad and people didn't want to see we.
Mhm.
It's things like that. When you grow up and even to this day, you're listening to people talk about how the music ain't going nowhere because you don't have that boom bop on it. No, the music ain't being marketed, brother. The music ain't have nobody to bring it to other people's ears. The song don't grow legs and walk to everybody. It take money to do it. It take a plug, somebody who's connected to that culture or knows somebody connected to that culture and say, hear this, and they say, oh, and that person, there are people in the industry. You can get their music too, and if you and them have a good relationship or you spend enough money with them, they can press that button and your song will be on 100 odd radio stations in the country or in the world. You see me? President of Universal Music Group.
Mhm.
You get your music there, he wants to make it go, it'll go. Forget him name, but it will go. You know what I mean? Or whatever price him put on it, it will go. So that's just Busphere is that. when the money is just what matters and the music don't really matter. You have to pay a bus fee. And then the connection one is I was finding a way to continuously promote bus fare because over the years we haven't promoted songs for a long period of time. So because of the topic and people hearing it and they like it, and as JJ say, yo, this a little mix up song and a little bit, you know, you really think about it. And he say, yo, you know, so them like mix up.
Yeah.
So we just trying to stick with songs, especially through of the last couple of years. Lizzo had a song that bust and she was promoting it for 2 years. Cranium song bust and he was promoting for a year and a half. Trap Queen from Fetty Wap was, I think about 3 years he was promoting that. So it's just trying to stick with it enough to go along. So trying to find ways to keep it going and keeping it fresh. We had a continuation called Hidden Fees. So Hidden Fees is, okay, once you pay the money now, the bus fare, to get seen, to get the marketing, to get the plays and all these type of things. After all that problems now, you pay the money now, you still have more problems because there's fine print now, there's hidden fees, there's fine print. You're paying the money for a service and they're not getting the service the way it was described. Or you're paying the money and a man run off with the money. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So yeah, it's a rough thing. That game, yeah, when people see it, especially any artist, we know where you go through. Sometimes your family members and them don't know them see an artist on the TV who's successful, and they just think, oh, you're going to play music and you're having a good time and it's all a good time and that's it. It's definitely not. There's a lot of bus fare to be paid.
Get that. And you know what, in that, when you're watching the visuals, what really exemplified what you were speaking about was the conductor. He really, it's like the conductor was the music business and you were the artist. You understand?
Yeah. Big up Trilla Miller. That was the idea. There was a concern because the man must say, dog, I spend this money to make this video, dog, and you need to be the center of the video. But one thing, Blu Lyon, we have confidence and we can express what can be seen as arrogance from time to time, but there's really not much ego at Blu Lyon. Right? We like to be, grounded in objectivity and facts and where it is. And the best way Blu Lyon saw for the music video to be to have somebody animated as the conductor, because that's what they do. They talk you up. You have to get the music in here, and you know what I mean? Funk Flex and play it, dog, and CJ Liquid upon the list. DJ Smurf, we have Johnny, you know what I mean? We have all them people and they can't. That's how they talk and that's how they move. So the conductor had to be of that nature also. And he's the one collecting the money. So that's the way that person's gonna be collecting the money. So if there's no other way it could be, and Blu Lyon couldn't be that person. You know what I mean? So if we couldn't have ego, one of the ideas was for Blu Lyon to play all roles. And I was like, yo, it sounds good when you say it in one sentence, but when you think about it, it don't really make that much sense. So we can't have that much ego to want to be the center of attention at all times. We can get the message across and still be seen as the mastermind behind what's going on and be effective. It's just no marketing and promoting. As you can see the video, it doesn't have that much view. It has a good look of views, but it doesn't have as much views as we would like it to have. But the more people see it, we can look in the comment section. People are saying, oh, it needs more radio play, it needs more, they need to see it more, and all these type of things. So it's up to Blu Lyon and his team to do more marketing on it. It's up to the fans, them to spread it and share it to people and everything and actually get the message. And probably, I don't know, there's a thing with people where they would see a problem, say, yeah, man, and complain about it, and say, yeah, man, it should change, and then they leave it alone. And then another similar situation or the same exact situation come up and it is the same thing, complain about it, everything, and it never gets fixed, it never gets done. You know what I mean? They just complain. You know what I mean? It could also end up being one of those type of situations. Because if you really want to hear different music, then listen to different music and share it and support it. You know what I
Just as
mean?
simple. Everybody does their part to make this work for everybody involved. You know what I mean? Me as the artist, you like my music, share it with your friends. Hopefully they'll share it with theirs. And I could put out more music because we're getting more popular and more people are seeing what I'm doing. And it's giving me the energy to put out some more.
Right. That's how it should be. It's just this people are letting marketing control them, which marketing is a form of a mind control anyway.
Hmm.
But you know, if you don't want to hear a girl dash out and this explicitive and mad or whatever, then you don't support it, and they have no choice but to change what they're singing. You know what I mean? Or and I don't really even think the problem is explicit lyrics. The problem is too many people doing it. It's the imbalance. Because it's not like look how much viral videos you see of a granny or a old man dancing to one of them new songs where them say, oh, it's a chopper song or whatever. There's a space for it. But it's when everybody copying because it worked for this one person. That's where the problem come in, because some people really live in that life and they want to be true artists and they want to talk about it. Or, then fine, go do your thing. But you not a chopper, you not a murderer, you not a, and you want to come sing just like how you must say it. Now you're just saturating that lane, and the radio taking it and whoever else taking it, and people supported it. So who else? Look, they had the big thing with Valiant, and they must say, oh, but the brother can't sing. The brother really talented. Them find some old one drop reggae song, and the man a sing out him heart about a girl. And me I listen to the song and me I say, yo, that song you bad. Yo, the man can't really sing like what a chopper song. A chopper song bust him. You know what I mean? So it's who influencing who? Is the people marketing influencing the crowd, or is the crowd really gonna tell the people, yo, we want this? It's a weird convoluted thing.
It's the same chicken and egg situation. Which came first? Yeah, I understand.
Mhm.
Your latest song right now that you're pushing right now, it has even a lyric video right now, is Walk with the Vibes. This is more okay, yeah, you talked about more business. This is more a party vibesy type of song. How did you come up with this song here now?
Walk with the Vibes is I know Blue Lion knows a lot of characters. a lot of very unique characters. One of these characters is the DJ, Jermaine Vibes.
Mhm.
So we get booked for a show and we go to the show. Normally Blue Lion show, we've developed a show where it really is vibesy. There's a lot of energy and people love Blue Lion performances. It's one thing we developed over the years.
Mhm.
We sit down and study certain people who perform, and we've developed a pretty solid stage show. So that was on the mind, but at this particular time, we get booked for this show, and I always, whenever I can, tell them, say, I'm forward my DJ, because we want control, because we curate how we're going to perform a certain way, so we want control.
Mhm.
And say, yeah, no problem, we book with DJ. So me and German Vibes reach, and the promoter agreed to everything, and him say, all right, well, go on, you'll go up in about 20 minutes. It's all right, full cool. Him look on Jeremy, say, a DJ this, and say, yeah, I'm a DJ this. And he look on Jeremy. Jeremy didn't have no book bag, he didn't have no controller, no laptop, nothing. Him say, so are you DJ this and didn't have no controller and nothing, no what go on?
Mhm.
And Jeremy look on him and say, I don't need none of that. Walk with my vibes. And I look on Jeremy and I say, dog,
Mm.
that bad. And he laughed and he said, Mr. Norman, I sang that. And he said, whatever, dog. You ready for do the show, dog? And we just laugh.
Mhm.
Till weeks later, not even weeks later, probably like 2-3 months later. He come in our studio and hear the song. And he say, yo, dog, you really make a song out of that? I say, you mean, brother?
Mhm.
I mean. He did bad. 'Cause even that same show, when we done perform everything, even before, it didn't take me 20 minutes to perform. It took me a little bit longer.
Mhm.
And German Vybz was on the set. He started DJ. He take over for the regular DJ. I start vibesing up the thing. He kind of normally likes to do that, but not for as long as it did take this time.
Mhm.
And vibes up the place. The place kind of get more lively with him just DJing. We don't even touch the stage yet. And people start move up because that's what he basically does to warm me up, to warm up the crowd to Blu Lyon. And then even after him perform, the man DJ out the rest of the show. The promoter just did love the vibes and say, yo, yeah, look extra something for your DJ, brother, because yo, the guys is bad man for real. I'm saying for real, he really did just need them vibes. And we laugh. So all of that did kind of add to me saying, yo, me need for write that song bad. So basically, I walk with the vibes, yes, because we have the vibes, but I also walk with German vibes.
Crazy. No, trust me. I listen to the music, I watch the visuals and everything. And it's like I definitely love what you bring to the table. So since I love it, I want you to leave some information where the people that's going to be watching this, where they could check out your stuff either on social media, your Vivo, all of that good stuff. Leave all that information, any big ups, anything right now before I get you out of here.
Yeah, big up my people. Of course, I get German Vibes, JJ Whistle, Rico Taylor, Kev Watts. Big up my people, Jody Legendary. Big up on yourself. Whoever else support Blu Lyon, big up and thank you. We need all the support we can get. We've been doing this for a long time. And you can get Blu Lyon news and videos and everything from BluLyon.com. Or you can just Google Blu Lyon and you'll see things pop up because we're popular. We've been putting in work for a good while. Yeah, I mean, that's BLULYON. Or sometimes they need to put BLU_LYON. We verified, so it's hard to miss me on Instagram. So yeah, and you'll see everything. Vivo channel, Blu Lyon Vivo. And we have a good couple of videos. We have Goodbye, we have Link Up, we have Super Sexy, we have the song with Dexta, Blu Lyon Dexta. There's an animated video for that, The Art of War. They have COVID-19. There's a bunch of videos I can go through. And as of course you were saying, we have Busphere and Walk with the Vibes on there. There's some merch you can get also from the Blu Lyon site. The Walk with the Vibe t-shirts. We have a song called Miss CEO. They can get Miss CEO t-shirts and all that type of stuff. So BluLyon.com and just Google Blu Lyon if you don't find it, or the Instagram is BLU_LYON, and there's links to send you down the rabbit hole to experience everything Blu Lyon.
Definitely. And I have to big up before we get out of here, have to big up Dane Bogle for actually making this happen, making this connection happen right here where we could sit down and really get an insight to who Blu Lyon is. You understand?
Yeah, man. Big up Bogle, man. Big up Bogle. He working definitely.
You understand? Let me give you an outro and get you out of here. I can't wait to sit down with you again in the near future and then see where you are in the journey, because you have so many different aspects of what you do. You understand?
Much thanks, man. I'm looking forward to it for real.
Definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, The Pull Up, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.